Alright guys, the topic today that we're going to be talking about is the 2017 to 2018 Honda CRV and this new oil level problem that's supposedly out there affecting these vehicles. To some extent it can also affect the Civic with the 1.5 liter turbo engine, and it is only applicable to the CRV with the 1.5 liter turbo engine as well. So like many of you, I started recently hearing about this problem that supposedly through driving your oil level starts to get too high because it's being diluted with gasoline, and supposedly this happens when the direct injection sprays the gas into the cylinder. It gets washed down the cylinder walls and gets past the piston rings, and because it's under such high pressure, and it starts to add oil into your gas, and obviously that dilutes your oil. It can cause a whole bunch of other problems. Some of the symptoms that people are having is a gasoline smell in the cabin, drivability concerns, check engine lights, and there's a list of data travel codes that you can get that are associated with it. Long story short, it's become this really big problem for Honda. So I started to get really upset because I actually have been a diehard Ford person for most of my life, and I still love my older Fords, but I actually went away from Ford because of problems like this. We had an Explorer that had a bunch of problems with the EcoBoost, and I kind of swore I would never buy a turbocharged car again. And then I thought, okay, well, it's a Honda, and my '99 Civic is like the best car I've ever had in my life, and it's got like almost 300,000 miles and hasn't had a single problem. So I thought, okay, it's a Honda, I'll give it a shot. And then, sure enough, here we are. I'm like, oh great, what did I do? I can just see the value of my vehicle going away right before my eyes. But let's be realistic. So far, with our CRV, we haven't noticed any problems. It's my wife's car, she loves it, and just a few little issues, like the radio controls, you know, the instrument cluster glass, you know, is really easy, or the plastic's really easy to scratch, stuff like that. But overall, we've loved the car. So I've been doing a lot of reading online, and it says that, you know, check your oil, see if the oil level is too high. So I've been routinely checking my oil. Our car is about 2 years old now and has about 24,000 miles on it. So far, I've not noticed anything wrong. We live in Ohio where it's cold. This is the second winter now that the car's gone through, and so far I have not noticed any problems with oil dilution. I changed the oil myself. I've used Mobil 1 0W20 full synthetic oil and Honda oil filters, but I have not noticed any of these problems. So that kind of leads me to believe, you know, why are some CRVs being affected by this and some aren't? I mean, my wife does do a lot of short trips that doesn't really heat the engine up. I mean, every morning she drives down to the bus stop, which is just a very short trip and back. And that's supposedly what causes it in cold weather, is that the engine doesn't fully have a chance to warm up and burn off the gas. And yet, on our car, it's not affected. So I've been trying really to not worry about it, since so far it doesn't affect us. Well, Honda has finally released a fix for the problem. At this point, it's unknown whether or not the fix will work completely. I guess we'll find out. The actual fix was released on October 22nd, 2018 in a service bulletin that went out to Honda dealers. In the mail yesterday, I got my official service bulletin letter from Honda that basically says there's a product update. It says that vehicles equipped with the 1.5 liter turbocharged engine, there were reports of vehicles experiencing drivability concerns, and a malfunction light can be turned on. They don't really mention the oil dilution problem in here, even though we know this is what they're talking about. It says, contact any authorized Honda dealer for an appointment to have your vehicle's software updated. And what they're referring to is the computer control software, which I'm assuming is going to modify the way gas is sprayed in the direct injection system. And also the AC control unit will be replaced. It says the work will be done for free. And then they kind of threaten you and say that if you want to keep your emissions warranty, it's really recommended that you have the work done. And failure to do so could be grounds for them saying that it's a lack of maintenance on your vehicle. So this isn't some kind of like voluntary thing. They really want people to come and get this done. So there are actually two service bulletins. One is a 18-114 and the other one is 18-124. And I'm not quite exactly sure how they determine whose vehicle gets which one, but I think it's determined by the year, and the earlier run, like mine, is the 18-114 service bulletin. And basically, here's the fix that Honda plans on doing. And I looked this up online. You can just, if you search the internet for the Honda service bulletin, it will tell you exactly what they're going to do. They basically have to reset the maintenance minder light, replace the engine oil, so that you're going to get your oil replaced. They're not going to replace the filter though, for some reason. I don't know if that's just cost cutting or what. They're going to replace the AC control unit, and all the AC control unit is a small computer mounted under your dash that controls part of the climate control system. And I'm actually not very clear on how that has anything to do with the problem. So if you understand why that is, maybe you could leave a comment below. It says that they will clear any data trouble codes, and then they will update the control module, the engine control module basically. It's called the PGM-FI on Hondas. They're going to update the software to the latest version and then reset the throttle position sensor and do the PCM idle learn procedure. So that's the instructions that were given to the dealer right there. The only difference between the two the service bulletins that I said is they will not be replacing the AC control module on the 124 service bulletin. Alright, so I've got my appointment scheduled for this upcoming week to have this work done. And like I said, I don't seem to have any problems with my car, but I'm going to go ahead and have it done at the request of Honda. If you are having problems with your Honda related to this issue, leave a comment below, especially if you've had the work done. Let me know if it's made any difference. I'm really curious for people who are actually experiencing these problems to see if the fix works. Hopefully this video gave you a little bit of information. If you're a CRV owner like me, give me a like, leave a comment below. We'll see you next time.